Hi everyone! Good morning everyone! It's still morning? Yeah, it's 11:16. Good morning everyone! Well, it's like good morning in LA. Good morning. If you're everywhere else, good afternoon. Like, I love New York, but it's a small bet. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a small bet. It's not that big. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I love New York, but like, there's just something about being home. Like, I just love being home. And like, I don't like living out of a suitcase, if that makes sense. It's fun to travel, but like, imagine just living out of a suitcase. Like, I commend people who travel all the time because like, I try to travel the least amount possible. Also, what is going on the internet? She can't. But like, I feel bad whenever people say like it's the beauty community. Like, it's not the beauty community that's like up in flames and it's a mess. It's just certain people that are just being problematic and messy. If you really think about it, like, one can't say that the US is a fucking mess because of our president. Our president's a mess, but don't put everyone into that category, if that makes sense. So like, okay, we're keeping it 100. I remember I was like, why the fuck are y'all talking to Thomas? Like, y'all have all said, like, he's messy, he's done this to y'all, he's done this to y'all. Oh, but he has tea. But, like, I'm just like, why are we, like, ugh. But I knew he was, like, I knew he was shady. I knew he was a little, like, because even in his messages to where he's like, oh, look, I messaged Manny. That was in July. But then the messages that Jeffrey posted of you trying to say you want to expose Manny because I knew you were going to be a rat and try to pull some shady shit like that to him. That was late August. So I'm confused how, like, look at the dates. Like, that's all. Like, when my truth video came out and, like, there's a lot of people just commenting, I'm, like, watching everything. But I don't want to, I don't want to speak on anything because out of respect, like, that's all I want to do. I don't want to be messy. I don't want to be problematic. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. That's why I'm like, I'm not putting this on my YouTube channel. Cool. It's going to be on Snapchat. Deletes in 24 hours. If y'all want to see it again, cool. I don't care. But I remember around that time, I saw that he was like, now he's exposed. Now y'all see what kind of person he is. And I'm like, what do you mean now y'all see what kind of person he is? I remember in Ibiza, they were telling me how you were all up on their... So what do you mean? Oh, he's been exposed. He tried to stop my bags. Nobody tried to stop your bags. You're a mess, first of all. Like, that's... But see, I don't know him. Like, I just know what everyone's told me about him. So that's why I'm like, why have y'all told me this about him once again? And then y'all try to be like his friends because now he has tea on this one person that y'all hate. Like, I'm just confused. So I'm like, but now you're like, oh no, me and Manny are good. But weren't you just saying that he tried to end your career and now you're good and now you're coming? I'm just, why, like, Usa. Oh my gosh, it's getting so emotional. Oh my God, I need to know. But it's like, it's frustrating because I see all these things and I hear all these things behind the scenes. I know what happens behind the scenes. So when I see someone go on the internet, I'm like, what is up with these narratives? Like, what is up with these narratives? First, you hated Manny, then you liked him, then you tried to help him, but then you're still contacting Jeffrey to try to expose him. But then I hear in Ibiza that you're still in contact with them, telling them tea and like running back and forth. I'm like, no, like, the reason why I didn't say nothing whenever my truth video came out and he was like, now you know this type of person, is because then he was talking about like going to the hospital, about like his depression and his anxiety. And I'm like, I don't want to be insensitive in that situation because, you know, shit happens. But like, girl, don't be a dick on the internet and then try to be like, oh no, but don't attack me because of this. And it's like, no, you're being messy. Like, the reason why I want to add more clarity to the situation is because after my truth video, everybody's truth came out. And some of it I commend it, but some of it was bandwagony. Like, don't try to hop on the let's hate Manny train, okay? Because yeah, I get it. Maybe y'all had y'all's own issues, but it was never that deep to where he tried to end your career. Because it was for so many years that I had heard that homeboy didn't like Manny for so long. Like, always being messy, talking about copper eye, nude lip, like all this stuff. Like, you're not, whatever. But that's why Manny didn't with Thomas, because he was messy. So I'm not gonna, even though me and Manny don't with each other right now, as we don't, I'm not gonna just sit here and be like, even though I know the truth, like I know the truth. So I'm like, nah, like I know we don't with each other, but don't try to like bandwagon and lie on him because now you're being exposed for playing both sides and that's messy. Like, I don't know. The internet's just a mess. Long story short, everyone's trying to expose everyone. But don't try to expose someone if you can be exposed yourself. Like, what do you mean? Like, you trying to talk about like this and that? Like, I don't know. The internet's a mess. Don't let this seem like me and Manny are good, because we're not, because I have yet to hear from him since the one time he showed up outside my house and talking about how like he misinterpreted tweets, but in his second apology said he reached out to me, never reached out to me. In his narrative docuseries, if everyone's on this payroll and on the salary, it's a narrative, right? You use my face and you use my name, and I'm like, stop using my face and my name. We're not good, okay? You haven't apologized for what you've done. But this is the one thing I'm going to give you. And it's homeboy's lying on Manny. Like, don't. Like, it's a mess. Okay, last thing I promise. When I said in my truth video that me and Jeffrey had a very like clarifying conversation, one of the things that I brought up, I was like, hey, Thomas is a rat, just so you know. Because he's running back over here telling Manny and Laura this, and that, spilling tea and all this. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not. Because all I've heard is homeboy's problematic and homeboy likes to start drama. And I remember I told them in Ibiza, this happened in Ibiza. I was like, y'all need to be cautious, because how is he not going to do the same thing to y'all that he's doing to him? Lo and behold, Gabriel can always spot when someone's not keeping it 100, right? Look, you know what? I'm going to throw Laura a bone. Laura was the only, she was like, nah, I don't with him. Like, he's been shady towards me, but Manny wanted the team. So I liked Jeffrey's tweet because I can confirm that. I said what I said. I just didn't want to tweet anything. I think it needed more clarity, like another 48 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. But it did need more clarity, but I was never involved. So that's why I was like, I never wanted to speak on it until now, because everyone wants their My Truth moment, because they look at me and they're like, oh, I want to, like, this is the equation on how to come out on top in a situation. No, I literally sat in my living room in front of a camera and I literally just spoke. I kept it 100 with y'all. And in that process, I knew that I have to be vulnerable and look dumb and call myself out on situations that I too messed up on. And I'm willing to be like, look, I fucked up. And I'm willing to tell y'all that so that I can be held accountable, because in that video I said, I don't want to do this. I'm not doing these things anymore. So I want y'all to hold me accountable. And in that video, I also said, be aware of people's narrative. Who does this benefit? Why and how? The docuseries, who does that benefit? Thomas, who does that benefit? Like, I don't understand why it's so hard for people to keep it 100 on the internet. But no, you'd rather try to tell people some type of story. I don't know. Like, it's a mess. It's a mess. Okay, this is the last part. I don't want people going on the internet and playing the anxiety depression card, okay? Because I don't understand why people can be holes and play that card. I deal with anxiety. I deal with depression. But I'm not going on the internet and acting like okay? I'm not being mean to people. Okay? Be an adult. I've met people. This is the part that pisses me off. I've met people with debilitating anxiety that they can't even leave their home because they have like this anxiety that just doesn't even allow them to leave their home. I've met people who I'm like, damn, you have an amazing life. You have everything. You have the job. You have no reason to be unhappy. And for some reason, they're unhappy. And there's people in this world who really take their lives from that. So don't go on the internet and try to play like, oh my God, my anxiety, my depression, don't come for me. You were exposed, and that's why it's now a situational anxiety and depression. It's never been debilitating for Manny. It's never been like, that's why I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm done. It's now messing with me. I've met so many people like that. That's why I'm like, don't discredit someone's situation, like someone's mental disorder. Cool, you may deal with it, but everyone deals with it. We're all human beings. We all deal with anxiety. We all deal with sad ass moments. And some of us have to get over it. We don't get to just play that card to try to save face so that we can save our career and we can sell something coming this winter. So we can sell this, we can sell that, and we can grow numbers. No, that's why it's messing with me, because I'm like, nah, like I've met people who have really like have been up in their lives because of it. So cool, I get it. You deal with it, but don't act like, oh, it's my get out of jail free card, because it's not. Because some people have to take their lives for it, okay? Because they can't.